Good morning, everyone. It's great to have the opportunity to say hello and introduce myself to you. My name is Daniel Curtis. I have spent my career in a number of different places where I've built businesses that connect luxury brands and the makers of wonderful artisan goods with luxury consumers and people who appreciate those items. I know I have the pleasure of connecting with a number of storytellers today. I myself come from a storytelling background, grew up within the magazine business. My family core business was Robinport Magazine, which was our former business and my entry into the world of luxury goods. And during that time at Robinport, I got to know a lot of the makers of the most incredible spirits out in the world. And we're always trying to find ways of being a better partner. How do we help tell your story better? What is the right way to introduce you to the consumer that is appropriate for your product? And I had a few light bulb aha moments where I was sitting with the brand that the brand team that was running Johnny Walker Blue, and they said to me, Daniel, how do we get all of your readers of Robinport to taste Johnny Walker Blue so that they experience it, they know how special it is? And I started thinking of, wow, what if there was a way where we could create a magazine that you're actually touching, tasting, and feeling these wonderful things, in addition to learning about them. I had another meeting with the president who was running Brent Roth's single malt. And he called me and said, I have this incredible 60-year-old limited edition set of casks that we're bringing in. And if I just put them out in the market, they're the same group of collectors and restaurants and people will buy it like this. And yes, it's going to be easy to sell, but it's not going to create momentum for the brand. And so I realized that there was a need for the luxury spirits community to find a way to connect with the type of consumer drinker who was going to create word of mouth for them, who was going to, the connecting with that consumer is going to open their horizons. And that will do more than selling that one bottle. At the same time, having the rare privilege of spending a lot of time with some of the wealthiest people in the country and people who run entertainment studios and celebrities and people who own sports teams, I noticed that there was this need where even these people in the stratosphere who can buy whatever they want, when they're having somebody over and they're going to open something, that's kind of a moment for them where they want to impress their friends and they want to make sure that they're ordering something at a bar or they're opening something in their living room that is going to communicate their level of sophistication. It's going to be a fun way of treating their also successful friends. And so there is this need for discovery and for access to the world of the finest spirits in the world. And the brands that make these things, even though they're extremely rare and they're valuable, they want to make sure they're getting into the hands of the people who are going to have real word of mouth momentum for their brand. And so what we do is we deliver exceptional spirits on a quarterly basis, true, rare, unique spirits, along with a guidebook that tells their story. So each season, our members will receive 1 to 3 bottles that are going to be elegantly packaged. And we're going to include a guidebook that explains the story behind the people, the recipes that are recommended, the tasting notes, the pairing notes. Again, you guys are storytellers and you do this all day long. We're trying to make an experience that is the next best thing to sitting down with the maker of the finest spirits in your living room and becoming their friend. Because of my unique opportunity of growing up within a family business, Robinport Magazine, where I got to know these wonderful people, I was able to develop a lot of personal relationships and secure access to special releases and pass on that benefit to our Rarity Club members. And while I try not to lead with the fact that we over deliver in value for what the membership costs, what we do deliver is significantly more valuable than what the cost of membership is. We charge $295 per quarter to be a member of Rarity Club. And with that, you get a delivery of 1 to 3 bottles every quarter. You also get access to events and special tasting experiences where you're going to meet the people that make these things. But the type of bottles that we are delivering, we have delivered to our members the 20th anniversary edition of Clase Azul, which at the time when it reached our members was valuable. Now, I mean, this bottle, with where Clase Azul has gone, is retailing for $7,000 at the remaining retailers that have it. And we're able to provide that access to our members where these are going to be highly collectible bottles that are absolutely incredible. We just delivered an amazing 12-year-old tequila from a group actually based in California. It's called The Bad Stuff, but they're really going with that branding. I mean, it is absolutely delicious. It is a badass tequila that is exceptional, even though it's been aging for 12 years, which is an eternity in the world of tequila. We deliver rare single malts. This was an execution with Last Drop Distillers, which is one of the most exclusive bottlers in the world. 20-year-old cask strength portwood finish, 21-year-old single malt. Again, you just can't get access to this unless you have that personal relationship with the distiller. And we're providing that to our members. And this is really all about, enjoying the love of, caring about why spirits matter. Whenever we're at press events, there's always something that we're connecting to with what we're, together in the glass. This is a luxury item where it is multi-sensory. The whole experience of opening up the bottle and pouring it, the sound, the touch, the aromas, of course, the taste. Cheers, everyone. It is something that brings everybody together and that gets us off of our phones, living in the moment, and it's a truly human craft. And so we aim to shine a spotlight on the absolutely incredible people that are making these things. And they're not only producing a product, but they're actually producing a product that is hand sculpted by artisans in Guadalajara. Now, our next edition is a 3-bottle delivery. And I'm very excited. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, brand new to the market, of Casa Obsidiana tequila. These bottles are a collaboration by the Beckman family, one of the most historic families in the world of tequila, and John Charles Bosset, a absolutely wonderful big personality, maven in the world of Napa Valley and French wine. They're extra aged. Each one has aging at various levels. The Blanco, the Reposado Añejo are all aged in Chardonnay casks, and the juice is truly spectacular. It is nuanced. It's for a real tequila drinker. It doesn't have the sweetened additives to it that some brands put, but it has this natural sweetness from the agave and that oak. And of course, the packaging is show-stopping. And we were just talking about how the whole romance of opening up a bottle includes the beauty of having this on your bar and having something where you're going to be showing something that's unique to your friends. And each of these are inspired by the place that they're from the cultural history of where they're from, and they're truly something special. So our members are going to have the complete set. There's obsidian rock that's actually included in each of these bottles. So these are bottles you're gonna want to keep around for a while. Again, the value that we're delivering is pretty substantial. The 3-bottle set has a monetary value of about $750. And these are the types of things that will appreciate in value. Again, we just want you to experience them and drink them. We want you to understand their story and share in the joy of what these products produce. And the way that we aim to do this, I'm gonna divert just for a second, is also make sure that the unboxing experience is very special. We're predominantly talking today about our Rarity Club, but the first club that we created is a luxury cocktail club called Vices. And with both Rarity Club and Vices, this is the style of packaging and where there is a real opportunity to make an impression with someone when you send them a gift. And we design our packaging, our boxes, and our curated products to have a real wow moment when you open the box. This edition was actually created for St. Patrick's Day, along with our friends at the Dead Rabbit in New York City, one of the best bars in the world. We actually have the image of the Dead Rabbit tap room on the inside of the box. So again, going into that love of storytelling, we want to transform you to a place and have you feel like you're sitting somewhere special and learning, like having a real human experience, meeting the people behind these things and learning what they're all about. Vices.com is one of our membership clubs, again, focused on cocktails. And Rarity Club is a real pure focus on collecting the rarest spirits in the world. And it's been going for, pardon me. We've had Rarity Club as a small secret club for a few years and realized that there was an increased demand for the access to rare spirits in particular. And that led me to focus on really pushing our growth focus on Rarity Club. And we're not trying to grow to be everything to everyone. This is always going to have to be exclusive. We're talking about authentically rare and almost unobtainable spirits that we're delivering. So not trying to be everything to everyone, but we did realize that there was a number of people that are looking for access to these kinds of things. So I spent the last couple of years traveling the world, meeting the heads of the best brands in the business, finding interesting collaborations where we could create our own special edition bottles with some of the best manufacturers in the world, from the Highland Parks of the world to Key Tequila. We traveled down into Oaxaca and found a mezcal that is made by a family where it's the forgive me, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. No, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But they actually distill distill iguanas and frogs into their distillate, which is a tradition that goes back hundreds of years, which gives it this absolutely unique, mind-bending flavor. And it's an amazing way to expand your horizons. And I mean, what a wonderful way to have someone over, there's something that you have in front of you that you can talk about. And again, that's what we're trying to create connections between the wonderful people that make these things, the wonderful people that enjoy them, and then between the people who are members and the people they share things with. I feel like I've now been rambling for quite a bit. I've seen a few questions come in, so I might just take a quick pause, Trinity and Allison, and see if I should answer any questions.
Absolutely, Daniel. I'll help you out on that one. We'll read off some comments and questions. So from Beeb, we've got those bottles are fantastic, like a piece of artwork for your bar cart.
Absolutely.
Jay, we've got, are these limited edition bottles?
So these three are actually, they are small production, but they are the core expression from this brand, Casa Obsidiana, which is newly unveiled. So this has barely entered the market. this edition with these 3 bottles is our next edition of Rarity Club. And so we're delivering this to our members really over the course of the next 60 days. And that times in with the actual public unveiling of this brand. And there's going to be some wonderful things we see from this. And I really do see cause of Cidiana. There's always newcomers into the world of tequila. This isn't just another celebrity brand. This isn't just another new bottle that's gone into one of the current, manufacturers where they're creating something that already exists and putting it in a new bottle. This is something that I think is going to redefine the luxury tequila landscape.
Awesome. And that leads us into a similar question from Bimini from Bustle. Those bottles are gorgeous. How many of those will be made? So you said small batch, if you wouldn't mind elaborating a little bit on that.
You know what? I will collect that question. I will get back to you on that, on how many will be made. It is, I believe, in the thousands, not tens of thousands, and the single digits thousands with this initial batch. This is, you can see our batch right there, batch number 1.
Oh.
And so there is kind of something special into having, the first access to this. And with some of these that we've done, sometimes members won't always get the same bottle because we'll get one cask where they only have 220 bottles of this in the entire world. We have some of those that are coming, and one of our, I won't tell you which brand it is, one of the additions that are coming and are going to be reaching all of our members this holiday season is a 50-year-old Armagnac. And there are, of this one Armagnac from this vintage, there's probably about 1,300 bottles that exist in the entire world. And we've reserved most of those. Again, so we're going to be growing this membership base thoughtfully, but we're not going to be trying to cater to hundreds of thousands of people. We're really trying to make sure that it's the people who are going to drink these things, share them, and appreciate the fact that they have something that is rare and special.
Wonderful. Next question. This is actually my question. Do you have the option to give a quarterly membership as a gift?
Yes. And so that is, I've seen this time and time again. What do you give to that person who has everything? That is going to be, even if you give them a spectacular bottle of wine and they're a wine collector, they'll appreciate it and it'll go in their wine cellar along with countless other bottles. This is a gift that you can gift the membership. You can gift just a year. It doesn't have to be a recurring membership. And it gives that person something where it's the gift that keeps on coming, where it just makes them think of you every season. There's going to be something that's amazing. And so it might start with these tequilas, but then it goes into the rare bourbons that we've sourced, and the single malts and the aged Armagnacs. So it makes a really, really special gift.
Thank you. Another comment from Bimini, the dead rabbit is fabulous. So she shares your sentiment on that. From Lisa Perez, I actually said, wow, when he opened it. I think that's in reference to the Rarity Club box.
Yeah.
The Vices box.
I'm glad that was that's what we're going for. Our job is to wow you. It's supposed to be fun and make the storytelling experience completely three-dimensional.
I love that, three-dimensional. Beeb asks, could you elaborate further on the distilling process for the last unique spirit you mentioned? I believe she's referencing the mezcal.
The mezcal. Now, I'm not sure at what point, but in the distillate, in the process of turning the agave to actually distilling the agave, I believe it happens when at first you turn the cooked agave into a sort of beer, and it naturally ferments with the inelegant way is to say mold spores. It's the spores that basically have that natural reaction that turns grape juice into wine, that turns brewed agave into a slightly alcoholic beer, really. And that distillate is then taken into the distillation tanks where they separate the water from the alcohol by heating it, and it goes through all of those beautiful copper stills. It is in that beer-like product that they actually macerate. So one of the reasons why mezcal is so cool is that families will have their own traditions. They might throw in their daughter's teddy bear. One might throw in, mom's secret mole sauce. And they have their kind of personal, touch to these things. And so there is actually a tradition of putting in iguanas and frogs. I can't comment on the actual process, and I'm sure that there are elements to this that are that PETA would not be happy about. Hopefully they're not live when they're thrown in there. But it is something where they're doing something that is a really an old tradition that ends up being something that's unique and that's conversation worthy. And the taste of this one has like such umami. It has this real, I think, depth to it, which I can only assume comes through that kind of process.
Good explanation. V followed up and said that's fantastic. That's fascinating. Thanks for explaining that tradition and process. So that is it as far as right now. We'll give it another minute or two for reporters to ask any final questions that they have. Daniel, thank you so much. That was such an engaging and informative presentation. Really, really appreciate that from you.
It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to connect with you guys to tell the story. We put a lot of love into all of our additions with our membership clubs, with our gift boxes. We do aim to have something that is highly giftable, that makes people smile. That's something. And there's enough things that we are confronted with that are stressful on an ongoing basis. So I think delivering something that brings a little bit of joy and that is all about love and that builds up the people that make these things. And again, that gives you an excuse to get off your phone and live in the moment is something we all need a little bit more of.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And just a quick reminder for the reporters in the room, you can find Rarity Club and Vices on our Media and Merch webpage, connect with the sample requests, connect with press release requests, and we'll go from there.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, you my coffee.
Thanks,
I'm getting going early today.